Have you ever wondered how to build your own PC? And that's what we're going to do for this video. But before we start, please do not forget to subscribe and be notified to this YouTube channel. And now, let's proceed. So now let's proceed in building our computer. Of course, we need a case. So now we're going to get our case. So now this is my own PC case. Let's remove all the screws. And the side panel. There we go. Let's set this aside. Let's put the screws aside so that we are not going to lose all of them. There we go. And I have a fan right here. So now I'm going to remove the front panel. Pull it out like that. Just be careful, alright? There we go. That's my front panel removed. Let's set it aside. And let's also remove the side panel. My electric screwdriver. Bam, bam, and screws are removed. There we go. So now let's remove the side panel. And there we go. That is our PC case. So now let's proceed to putting things inside. So now let's start with our power supply. So here are the screws that we need. I just organized them or put them in a small container so that every piece of screws won't get loose. So now let's put our power supply like this. Make sure that everything is intact and safe. So there we go. Just be careful, alright? There we go. And now let's screw them out. The power supply is secure. So now that our power supply is secured, we are going to put all the cables outside our PC case. Let's just put it like that. So now that our power supply is attached to our computer case, let us now move on to attaching the fans of our computer case for the airflow to be much better, and of course avoid our computer from overheating. So this is a 60mm fan that I'm going to put just right here. Alright, bam. So now let's put it. So now we have attached our 60mm fan for the exhaust. So after putting the 60mm fan on the side, let's now move on to placing our 120mm RGB fans at the front. Screw it in. Four. First pawn already inside. Now let's move on to the second fan. There we go. And boom! There we go. The fans is attached. Now let's move on to attaching our motherboard. I already put the fans inside, the cables inside, so that it is easy for us to organize everything and just, plug everything in. So let's put this inside right there. This one belongs right here. There we go. There. So now let's move on to putting our motherboard. So this is our motherboard. Let's put it carefully inside the computer case. So there we go. That is very much safe. So now let's put all the screws that is needed for the motherboard. There we go. So now let us plug this 24 pin right here. There, and the next one is this 8 pin. There we go. So now let's move on to placing our storage, which is the solid state drive, which is much faster than a hard drive disk, or what you call the HDD. So let's just stand it up. There we go, and attach our SSD inside. There we go. There. So now let's plug the cables in. So this one first, so that our solid state drive will have a power. Be careful on doing this, alright? So now this one, so that it will be connected to our motherboard. So now let's touch this right there. Put it just like that. There we go. And we are almost done. As you guys can see, that is pretty much it. And let's not forget about our GPU, but let's do it last so that it will be safe. But there we go. So now let's connect all the fans to our power supply so that, you know, it will have a power. So this is it. This is our cables. So there we go. These are the cables of our fans. So now let's connect it to the power supply. So this one belongs in here, and bam, another one, bam, another one, and bam. There we go. Everything looks pretty much clean. So we're going to put it like this. Since I don't have a zip tie, I'm just going to temporarily put it right like this so that everything is safe and flat, you know. So there. So now let's put the side panel back. Organize these cables. I hope it will close. I'm really hoping it will close, you know. Well, oh, it did. So now it closed. Let's put the screws in. Screw in. Slow back. There we go. So now that is perfect. I have already put the screws in. So now let's stand it up. Just be careful, alright? Now let's put the front panel in so that we can plug this important cables. So let's put it just like this, and then just like click, let it click. There we go. So now let's lay it flat. I hope you guys can still see it. So now that I have connected the plugs or the cables of the computer case to the mismo motherboard. So there we go, everything's plugged in. So now let's not forget about the GPU. So I have my GPU right here. So now let's first remove the cover at the back of the computer case for our GPU. Let's be careful. Oh, there we go. And just pop it in until you hear a click. But still be careful, alright? There we go. I just heard a click. Now let's put this lock back in. Bam. And then let us put the screw that we need for our GPU or the graphics card. So this one belongs here. Wait. There we go. Push it up and there. So now everything is going to work fine and it's going to work how you wanted it to work. Everything is organized, everything is attached, everything is plugged in. Check for it. Check for things that you need to check. That will make sure that your computer is on the correct side, you know. So now let's put this side panel back. Just be careful not to break the glass, of course. Bam, bam. Okay. Make sure everything's tight. And that is how you assemble your own computer. Please do subscribe, guys. I just disassembled my personal computer to teach you how to assemble your own computer. And that's how I love you guys. But that's it. That's all for our video for today. This is how you assemble your own computer. Just be careful. And I recommend you using gloves. Do not copy what I just did. That I just assembled a computer without gloves. Because everything can be grounded, you know. Our body contains electricity that can damage our motherboard. But that is it. Everything's intact. Everything's gonna work fine. That is 100% assurance because, bro, it is me. I am Raven Hizon that just teach you how to assemble your own computer. And that's it. Thank you for watching, guys. Please do subscribe. I love you very much. Peace and bye.